it's time for viewer mail.
We have some viewer mail.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we have our favorite viewer.
Yes.
our only viewer.
No, don't say that.
Okay,
He's
one of our only
brave
viewers.
enough to ask questions.
That's right. So if you have questions, please send them to doug@riskandrewardtv.org. And Mark from Ann Arbor has written in several times, and I'm about to send him a bill for consulting fees.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding, Mark. Thank you very much for your
you.
question. I'm just kidding.
So he says, hi Doug and Brenda, I have a question on Credit Card Reform Act signed this February. Can you give us a summary of the law, some pros and cons for consumers, and your opinion on how it will change consumer behavior in the future? Thanks.
Thanks. Well, thank you again for your question, Mark.
Thank you.
Seriously, the credit card are a great topic, one that I have very high passion for. So let me just make sure I'm very clear on this. Credit cards are evil. They're pure evil.
Doug,
yes.
The banks aren't
They are.
happy
I know
with you.
nobody's happy with me. I'm sure that my credit cards are all being canceled right now. They're just bad all the way around. The law helped a little bit. It certainly didn't help enough. So a couple of things. Well, first, the Reform Act that you're talking about was signed by President Obama in May of 2009. Most of it went into effect in February, as you mentioned. The pros, a few of the pros were they used to have this ability to raise your interest rates, what they call the any reason, any time kind of policy. You know, if you missed one payment on your electric bill, your credit card interest rate went soaring. They've reduced the ability of companies to do that. They have to have advance notice of rate hikes. It's harder for them to give credit cards to younger people. They actually have to have credit or a job to pay them back. Yeah,
So
a little bit. But it's only a little bit harder.
That got credit cards for their dogs.
I know.
So that's
I
kind
know.
of cut out as well?
I hope it is. So there are some pros in it. I wouldn't say it's totally bad. The cons, everything else, and it didn't really do much. So the change in the behavior, my answer to that is very little or none. If you are a credit card spender and you are carrying credit card balances, that is the number one thing for you to get out of is credit card debt. You can't get rid of it. When you're in bankruptcy, it's really, really bad. There's nothing I can say that's good about a credit card. I think you should use them. I think you should use them to facilitate payments. I use mine all the time. We pay it off every month. That's the key. Use it all the time, but pay it off every month. The first month you don't pay it off, stop spending completely until you start paying, until you pay it off. You do not want to carry a balance on a credit card. It's just a really bad thing to do. Now, why is that? Because money is stored work, and using a credit card simply means you'll be working in the future to pay for things you've already bought, and you'll be paying high interest for them as well. So if you really like those tennis shoes, add them at 18% interest compounded over the rest of your life, and they're no longer...
They're expensive tennis shoes.
They're no longer cheap
Ooh.
tennis shoes. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of credit cards at all. I do not think the law that the president signed and that Congress wrote is enough to protect consumers. The easiest way to protect yourself is to pay the balance off each month, and then you are simply using their credit for free, and that's the best way to do it.
And the takeaway is?
Takeaway is use credit cards to facilitate transactions. Never have a balance. If you begin to build up a balance, stop spending it once and pay it off. Credit cards are evil, period.